you're coming from, no matter who they think you are.
Mr. Gay Europe! Yeah!
Inner life will take you far. Just listen to your heart, or it can drive you to insanity.
Breakfast!
A new day has come to Uppdal. The guys have been through quite a few challenges and tests, and things are now getting, well, a little bit serious. Mr. Gay Europe is a competition after all, and even if we are all friends, at the end of the day, there can only be one man standing. Only one guy with the title. No wonder all the feelings and tensions are rising to the surface.
How are you guys feeling today after the run?
My butt is hurting so much. I really want to cry when I wake up. Now my leg is asleep. Okay. But I eat a lot of painkillers. So now I'm happy.
We're excited to meet the bishop.
I think that I know how far I've come in my life. As a representation of the LGBT community and the disabled community, let's not forget that one as well. I believe that I'm hopefully somebody, and will be somebody, that can connect everybody together and help get the best out of them, so overall everybody succeeds.
Why should I win? Oh, it's $1 million question, isn't it?
What are your best qualities to bring to Mr. Gay Europe?
Whereas Paul's quite, the likeable, funny guy, everyone's going to love him. I think I want to win because I'm a bit more, I don't want to say aggressive, that's the wrong word to say, but I've got the goals in sight, and I'm gonna fight for them. I'm not gonna take no prisoners to achieve what I want. Whereas I think Paul would probably be kind of softly go around it, making sure everyone's happy. Whereas I wouldn't mind, paying a few people off that were the bad guys. I wouldn't mind making enemies to get what we want.
Because I would fight, because I would try to make alliances with, as I mentioned, with feminists, with other minorities. I would love to raise awareness of how things are in Eastern Europe, and Bulgaria is pretty representative. And because I see a really scary process going on in Europe, that let's say fascist attitudes are coming back and are getting stronger, and that's very easy to feel in Bulgaria, where I come from. And I can see what happened in Ukraine happening very soon in Bulgaria. I'm really afraid of that, and at least in terms of human rights and gay rights. So if I'm chosen, I would fight, and I would reach for help, so that we, as Europe, keep that stronghold, and we say, no, Putin, we're fighting back, you're not getting any human rights from Bulgaria and Europe, respectively.
Because I am a fighter, and I really want it. I was writing on my blog about the blood issue a couple of months before I actually got this opportunity. And I have talked about it for a couple of years. So I think the title will give me the last push to give me the acceptance I should have to be the public speaker about that problem.
Because I think I can make a difference. I'm really passionate, I'm really young, but and I'm really busy, but because I'm busy, I'm always wanting more, and I think that I could create things to make a difference, because I'm mostly creative, and I really have many people who support me and who want to work with me, and I think Mr. Gay Europe would make a great platform for me, as I said, to start projects, to work with organizations, but also I'm a social person, and I'm try to believe that I'm someone with my 2 feet on the ground. And I think that's something too that the Mr. Gay Europe has to be. Someone who is just one of the people. No stuck up, I'm Mr. Gay Europe and you're all down there. No, like I said, you need to go with the people in the pride and fight for what you want.
As someone like a year and a half ago, I wouldn't be sitting there. I was very quiet and silent completely. And I think over the last year, as Miss Ireland, having to do the interviews and having to do all the newspaper and radio stuff, it's helped my confidence a lot. So it would be like a huge confidence boost, but I suppose it also just proved that someone quiet can get this far.
And that's important, do you think, that quietness can be louder than shouting?
I think you don't need to be always in everyone's face to get the result you want. I suppose it's more important. It is slightly important, a bit important, but what's more important is that you're actually there doing the work and getting involved and digging into the work with your community or whatever.
Do you see your role as a fighter or as a diplomat?
I'm not a fighter. I'm not like Hitler.
No.
I am like, I would say a diplomat. However,
do you think it's time that we stop being diplomatic in the gay world? Do you think it's time that we actually say no?
Yeah, 100%. We literally need to be like they did in Stonewall. Like that's exactly what we need to be like now. You know, don't want to take the shit anymore. I don't want to be thrown off a roof for being who I am.
Does that make you angry?
I'm getting upset now. Yeah.
No. So you see your role to fight for those causes, and you see it as a fight still.
Yeah. Next question.
Why have you got that fight in you? Is that personal to you, or do you hate injustice?
It was. It's been.
It's all right in your own time.
It's been since starting this competition. Like, I don't want to say I was narrow-minded or anything, but like, I don't want to say I was just one of those people that was just like, oh yeah, fight for like, you know, equal gay rights, marriage, stuff like that, and then doing like digging deeper when preparing for this competition. There's images that I've seen that can't be unseen, you know.
The days have been exhausting, but new experiences are awaiting the delegates. Just north of Uppdal, we find Trondheim, the third largest city in Norway, and the home of the Nidaros Cathedral. The cathedral was built over the burial site of Saint Olav, the King of Norway from the 11th century, who became the patron saint of the nation. The cathedral has been a national icon since medieval times and holds the office of the head of the Church of Norway. Today, the Mr. Gay Europe delegates and team have been granted an audience with the bishop of this cathedral, Tor Singsos. The Christian church, like most other religions, has not been too welcoming when it comes to the LGBT community. And before the meeting with the bishop, the delegates were excited but also a little bit tense. How would we be greeted? What happened in the cathedral that day made a strong impression on the whole group. When the Mr. Gay Europe delegates and the team arrived at the cathedral, the bishop came out and personally welcomed the group, and as a very symbolic gesture, invited the delegates inside the church. Once inside the cathedral, he greeted the delegates one by one.
I think it's very important for me to open this cathedral for you, and I'm very glad to meet you all. And Tore has told me about you, and I know you have a competition in something. That's very good. And I think I'm telling just a little about the cathedral now. The national shrine and the national patron of Norway, St. Olav. On the west front here, they have now discussions about values in Norway. And I think your situation is a very, very important question about the values. And the Church of Norway has for several years worked with the guys, the lesbian and the homophile situation in this community and in the church. And from next year, we know that guys are allowed to come inside in this church to get marriage in the Church of Norway. And later on now I will show you the place where we will do that in the octagon.
For many of the guys, the walk down the aisle through the cathedral with the bishop leading on was a sacred and solemn experience. When arriving at the octagon, which is the heart of the church, the bishop told the guys that only bishops and kings are allowed inside. Then he opened the railing and invited the delegates to enter. Inside the octagon, which is the altar of the church, the bishop spoke with the delegates.
So now I light the candles for you, and we all sit down, and you can find a place. I hope it's a chair for every one of you. So welcome to sit down.
This is the first time a bishop from the Lutheran Christian Church in any country has invited a group of gay people into the midst of a cathedral like this and given them a blessing. The octagon in the Nidaros Cathedral is also called the Holy Heart of Norway. And whatever religion or belief, this special moment touched the hearts of us all.
God bless you all. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So thank you very much all of you, and welcome back again. I wish you luck with your life.
Name for the Pops.
Bishop.
Bishop talking. Wow, very good here. Because all time I heard care no good for gays and lesbians, and from this time it's open for all. That is very nice. And
that
very
makes
good.
you feel good?
Yeah, very.
After the meeting with Bishop Tor, it was time for the delegates to spend some time by themselves, to talk and think and have a look around the beautiful church. And after some spiritual input, it was time for a bodily recharge.
No, I had a really emotional moment at the church because I've been very religious. When I was a kid, I had some hard time during high school, and I started doing yoga, and I was doing anything I could do to help myself. And studying some religions, I came up with the idea that Christianity is fine, it's our religion, it's easy to get, and it helps your soul. So let's help this tortured soul here. And I became religious at the age of 16 maybe. And it was important for me, really. Like when I started working, the first thing I did,
Take your time.
Okay.
It's been a long week. Everybody's emotions are high.
So when I started working, I bought my sister like pilgrimage/excursion to Jerusalem. That's how religious I felt, because my sister was going through hard moments, and I really wanted her to get better through religion. Not like I was some crazy fanatic, but I saw it as a really nice, peaceful thing, and I was seeing Christ as I was still a bit agnostic. Like I saw it as something that we constructed as people, but it's super helpful and it really nurtures your soul. So I had really strong feelings about religion, and then when I moved to Rome 4 years ago, it's really difficult to be religious next to the Vatican when you hear the bells and you see all the hypocrisy, and you see how they practically kill people in Africa, not letting them use condoms when they're HIV positive. I totally lost my religion, and I kind of lost my soul. That's how I felt. Like this part of my soul, I could no longer reach it, which was a bit sad. And when I was in this church, and this man who fights for LGBT rights, he opened the door for us. He shook our hands. He prayed for us, and he lit candles for us. That was overwhelming. Just, I felt like this living saint is embracing us, and he's like letting me come back to part of my soul that I neglected. I still don't know what I do with that, but it was really moving to feel accepted where I felt abandoned and abolished. To feel accepted back, that was amazing.
So I'm here with Mr. Gay Czech Republic, Mr. Gay Poland and Mr. Gay England. So Mr. Czech Republic, what do you think of the competition so far?
I think it's very cool, nice station, nice house here.
So you've had fun?
Yeah.
Good. Now Mr. Poland, what's your best memory so far?
This trip is amazing and friend.
Amazing friends.
Yes, yes.
You've had lots of fun.
Yes, yes.
I've seen the videos.
Yes.
Lots of happiness. Norway and Sweden. I mean, look at this view, Johnny. Mr. Gay England. What do you think?
I mean, I'm so grateful that I entered the competition. I mean, I would never, ever, ever in my life have come to somewhere like this. I mean, just take a look behind me to start off with. It's unbelievable. I'm very grateful.
There you are. So we've got grateful, we've made good friends, and we've had a good time. What more do you want from a competition?
The time to name the winner had arrived, a first amongst equals.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the beautiful village of Uppdal here in Norway for the grand final of Mr. Gay Europe 2016. And welcome to all those watching on MrGayEurope.com and listening live on Pride Radio as we broadcast to 40 countries around the world simultaneously. Now, behind me, this very grand stateroom, we have 10 delegates from countries around Europe, all vying for this prestigious title. Now, for the past 8 days, the guys have gone through a number of challenges. They've had personal appearances, photo shoots, exams, tests. They've even ran up a mountain 4 times. But the challenges are all over. The votes have been counted, and it's now time to announce our winner. And to do this, please welcome to the stage the president of Mr. Gay Europe, Tore Åsheim.
Dear friends and family, welcome to this final evening of Mr. Gay Europe 2016. It's been a fantastic week and we have experienced a lot of emotions. We have had laughter and tears, and that's just how I want it to be. When I created this, we talked about the old folks, that they did all the talking and they did all commenting on TV and so on. And well, it's 10 years ago. I think it's time for a younger generation to get into the limelight. And it makes me extremely proud to tell you that I will be working later in the year to come with Stuart Hutton, who was one of the delegates a few years ago. He's now the managing director. And I just think it's fair that he'll start the party when it comes to who's going to win. So I got the envelope, Stuart. Come up and take it away.
It is my great pleasure, and I'm very proud to announce the winner of Mr. Gay Europe 2016. And the winner of Mr. Gay Europe 2016 is Belgium.
There we go. The winner, ladies and gentlemen, of Mr. Gay Europe 2016 is Mr. Belgium. The crowds have gone absolutely crazy here for Mr. Gay Belgium. It's Raf van Pumbrook, who's 21. He now becomes our winner. There are tears, there are cheers, and there are applause. And I'm going to run to the stage now and try and grab him. Here we go. Come down, young man. Congratulations. Come on, Raf. Well done, handsome. Give us a kiss. There you are. Hey, you're going to get me crying here. Stop this. I'm meant to be presenting Mr. Gay Europe 2016. How do you feel?
Amazing. I don't know.
Yeah, you've got to be more articulate than that, love. Amazing.
I just want to thank everyone from the organization, from at home who supported me. Wow.
I know, it's a big thing, but these are an amazing group of guys to be with. What's the journey been like for the past 8 days?
It's been a really, really crazy journey. A lot of emotions, ups and downs. So yeah, I'm happy.
You're happy in the tears. Yeah. And when you said ups and downs, we did run up that mountain 4 times, didn't we? And back down again.
Yeah.
But true. What is your message? I know that you've just got this title, so your head's going to be scrambled, but you've got the world listening now. What can we expect from our new Mr. Gay Europe?
I just want to set up a lot of projects. I want to help people. I'm someone to inspire people. Be yourself. Be who you want to be. Never let anyone tell you that you can't do anything. So yeah, I have a lot to do.
You do indeed, but for now, have a glass of champagne, enjoy the moment. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for your Mr. Gay Europe 2016, Mr. Belgium!
So, there you go. From all of us here at Mr. Gay Europe, thank you for being part of this 10-year anniversary finale and a trip throughout Europe. 10 years of being out and proud. 10 years of friendship. 10 years of Mr. Gay Europe.
Hvis vi bare holdt stille, ville du bare være der. Bare være her helt i ro, kunne du vært med meg da. Hvis vi bare satt helt stille, ingen vei veier. Hvis vi bare satt helt rolig i lag.